And whichever party controls the House, it to a significant degree controls the country, which then steers the course of Western civilization. So it's like, I feel like this is one of those things that may not seem that it's going to affect the entire destiny of humanity, but I think it will.
Oh, there you have it. Elon Musk speaking to voters in Green Bay, Wisconsin. He was advocating for conservative Brad Schimmel for Wisconsin Supreme Court. And the GOP is very concerned a liberal court would rewrite congressional maps to cut into or perhaps even reverse Speaker Johnson's razor-thin advantage in the House of Representatives. A lot to get to today. Let's bring in our panel right now. It is the left-right panel time. We are pleased to have the president of the National Federation of Republican Women, Julie Harris, with us today on the right, and a Democratic strategist, former Democrat New York State Senator David Carlucci. Great to see you both. So we know millions of dollars being pumped into, tomorrow's special election in Wisconsin. It's one that everyone is watching. Musk put $20 million into the state. So when you look at sort of the Supreme Court there in Wisconsin and what he just said about the power it could have in this race, before, Julie, I think a few years ago, I'll start with you, some people may not have paid as much attention, but today voters so engaged. They really are looking at all the facts here. And Elon Musk, of course, brings a little star power.
Absolutely. Elon has witnessed what all of America has witnessed, activist judges for far too long, putting their own political agenda or the political ambitions of their family before their duty and their oath. And so Elon is putting his money where it matters for Americans. He's going through legal avenues to influence this race and to help a conservative judge, or at least to put a stop to the activist judge being elected.
All right, David, I know they tried to stop him, but last night he doled out, two $1 million checks, and it was okay. The Supreme Court said he could do that. And we say money talks, but obviously attention to the race. And I think attention to what's happening in America really is what's fueling a lot of this conversation. And people want to know that their values are aligned with the people they're voting for. And in Wisconsin, I can only imagine how this race will go. But it seems like it's got the attention of many now, David.
Yeah, you're right. And I think we're going to see this trend continue. Right here, we have a judicial race, but I think any of the special elections, even our local elections that are coming up, there's going to be a lot more attention drawn to them because I believe that people are fired up on both the left and the right. We're seeing more of it on the left right now, where many people are upset with many of the policies that are coming down from the White House, a lot of the confusion. And they want to express how they feel. And so we see it in the job approval rating of the president. It started to go underwater again. And I think you're going to see just an immense amount of pressure relieved by voters coming out to vote. I worry for the congressional Republicans, those that skated by last year. They were able to do that by blaming Joe Biden. But now they're not going to have that blanket to hide under. And I think it's going to be a problem for many Republicans.
Well, there was no hiding last week during the hearings with NPR and PBS. Some really stunning comments. And, now talk show host Bill Maher has weighed in on the hearings. And this is what he said about what he saw from the head of NPR. Let's play this.
I also read my namesake, Catherine Maher, was head of NPR. And, she said, we're completely unbiased. Give me a break, lady. I mean, they're crazy far left. These outlets became popular at a time when Republicans and Democrats didn't hate each other and weren't at each other's throats and didn't think each other was an existential threat. In that world, you can't have places like this, I think, anymore. They have to be private.
David, what do you think of Bill Maher's reaction to that testimony?
Well, I see his point, but I don't think it's a reason to do away with public broadcasting. I think that if you believe that it is bias, then we should work at getting the bias out.
I mean, why should taxpayers foot the bill? I mean, if they want to put their programs together, just take the taxpayers' dollars out of it. Julie, final thoughts on, what we saw last week as some of her own tweets were read back to her.
I 100% agree. Make it private. Tax dollars shouldn't be going to this. She claimed that not covering stories that were negative against Democrats was a fumble. wasn't a fumble. It was intentional. Congressman Jordan asked her about the editorial positions. 87 Democrats, 0 Republican. That's not fair and balanced. It is unbelievable that the president of the National Federation of Republican Women and Bill Barr would agree on anything, but I'm with him on this. Give me a break.
Julie Harris, David Carlucci, great to have you both with us, the left-right panel, and we'll continue to track all of this. I liked her comments that were so strange about the truth and how subjective it was. So I think there's a lot more to dig into here. We'll see you guys back here soon, I hope.
Great to be with you. Thanks.